All right, so today was kind of a crazy day. So first of all, when I started today, I made it a point to make a rule that if I make a mistake, I close the trade. I don't try to fix it because one thing that I've noticed that I try to do when I go back and look at my trades is I make a mistake, like I add too much or um, I move up my stop loss or something like that, and then I try to make adjustments on the fly, and that's super dangerous because I'm emotional at that point. I'm invested in the trade, and my blood's flowing hard and all this stuff. So I made that rule. So yeah, that mattered a lot today. So my first trade was right here. I took that sell. It was I only had a 30 point stop loss on it, so I only put on 5 contracts. So it was only $300 risk, but it immediately went against me and hit it, so I lost $300 right off the bat. Then this next trade, it got up here, pulled back. I was able to get in right here. Same thing, $300 risk, 30 point stop. It got some good push out of it. I added 1 contract and then it came back and got me. So I lost $95 on that one. So that was unfortunate, but it's my plan to just lose less money as I go, right? So it worked there. So instead of losing $300, I only lost 100. So that's reducing my risk, what I'm working on right now, and that worked out well. Um, as far as that goes, as far as the losing trade goes, got to be happy with that. But then I made my first mistake of the day where I was kind of just wrapped up in the buy. It came down here and hit my stop loss right here, and then immediately gave a signal that it was going to go back up again. So I went ahead and bought it, not even being conscious of the idea that this guy's going up right now, or that this guy was going up, and this was the next leg pulling back right here, and I can't take those. I can only take the first pullback after the ABC. That's the only one I'm allowed to take. So as soon as I realized I made that mistake, I closed the trade. I lost $62 on it, and then it went the other way. Um, so definitely helped me in that situation. At that point, I think I had a $400 risk on that one. So it was really good that I was able to run away from it and make the right decision to get out of the trade because I made a mistake. It didn't fit my rules. So I did that, and then did ABC, and then I took the trade right here, and you can see I caught the open. It exploded through. It was moving really, really well. We got up to 100 points. I was able to get to break even, and then we got to the point where I felt comfortable to start adding after the 935 closed, or after the 930 candle closed. So I went ahead and took an entry right here. And then this is where I went off the rails. So I started with 3 contracts with a 100 point stop loss, so $600 at risk. I got to break even, and then when I added this one, the 2 contracts here, it ended up increasing my risk again. And so at that point, I went ahead and waited until I was back to break even. So I got to break even, and then and it took about something like 18 points to get me back to break even because of how far it pulled my median price up. So 18 points, I got back to break even. I said, okay, cool. I'm at break even. I have to stay at break even now, or small loss, nothing major, got to be careful. When it moved a full 20 points, I went ahead and added again, but I added 2 points again. And that's where I went wrong. Because I started with 3 up here, I now, between 120 and 140 points, I added 4 more contracts. So I more than doubled my contracts, which brought my median price closer to here than closer to my original entry. And that was a huge problem. I went from a break even trade to a negative $400 loss. And that's too much money to have on risk. My goal right now is to reduce risk as the trades move in my favor. I've had too many situations where I get up 100 points and then I end up losing $400. And I have to get that to stop. And that's my main goal as I started this challenge, was to reduce risk on trades. So because of that, I looked at that like that was a mistake, so I closed the trade. Um, as soon as I closed the trade, I literally, if I show you the 15-second, it's almost comical if I wasn't so upset about it. Um, but let me see if I can find it right here. So if you look where I closed the trade, so I took the trade right here, not even realizing like how bad it was, and then I dawned on me like what I just did. Um, and so I closed the trade on this candle, the high candle of the pullback, before it dropped off a cliff again. So if I would have stayed in that, and let's say that I just decided not to add any more, this is over $5,000, and remember I was already at 900, so technically $6,000 trade that I just exited on the high candle of a 15-second pullback. But I made the rule that I have to exit the trade if I make a mistake, and so I followed that rule. As hard as it was to watch it go, I was proud of myself for following the rule because it was hard to close it. I wanted to leave that risk on there, but you know, I followed my plan. Um, so yeah, it took off after that. Really, really hard. I wanted to try to jump in again, and I talked myself out of it. I stayed disciplined, and so I'm really proud of myself for that. It's hard to lose that kind of trade and to not jump back in. Um, but yeah, so I walked away with about $500 on that trade instead of 6,000. It was a rough one. It was a rough one, but I went ahead and moved on with my day. I was able to get in a trade right here, and I had some different things going on, so I was only half paying attention to it, to be honest. I was able to add to it a few times, and then down here, if you look at this, right here, this is a double bottom for me. So it's kind of a weird double bottom, but it's a double bottom all the same. So right here, plus also I want to make sure that you're aware we're getting close to that zone of rejection down here, which is on a higher time frame. So chances are it's probably already in the higher time frame zone. We can just go look. How about that? Yeah, we are deep in it. Okay. So anyways, so I view that as a double bottom because we had the pullback right here, and then you can see the seller made effort to get back because of the long wick on that extended down into here, and then he got rejected out and closed by. So that's a double bottom to me, so need to get out on that candle. So I exited there, and then I stopped trading for the day. You can see it immediately made an ABC. It doesn't look like there was an actual entry in here for me, but it was really, really close. So I may have ended up getting in right there, but it wouldn't have been technically perfect for one of my entries. So who knows? But all in all, I ended up with $315 on the day, positive, and that was after being down 460 to start. So I had two winning trades in a row. I recovered well from my mistake, and it was rough to make that mistake and to watch it go and to not chase it and all that stuff. But um, if I have days where I'm this disciplined, I will do very well. And it's just that simple. Today it didn't work out well for me. But if I stay disciplined like that, where I'm very disciplined and I stick to my guns, and I don't jump in and out of the market because I'm being emotional or anything like that, then I'm gonna do well. Today was an unfortunate example, but I stayed disciplined, and that was very good, especially after the day I had or earlier this week. I can't remember what day it was, but where I lost like $800 because I wasn't being disciplined at all. So it was refreshing to see that. So that made me happy. And at the end of the day, I'm still profitable. I'm up $1,000 overall on my balance, and that's good. That's good. So I'm just gonna keep going. It was a rough day to see that. I should have maxed out my account today. But you know what? When I win at discipline, I'll win in the markets. It's just that simple. It's just a matter of time if I stay disciplined. So yeah, thanks for checking this out. I hope you guys had a better day than I did and made some good cash. And let's just keep getting better together, guys. Let's go.